everybody. This is Marie, and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot. And I'm here today to talk about Brian Stelter. Now, we got the news today that CNN is gonna cancel his show. Sunday is gonna be his last day, and it was said that that he was disappointed and that, yada, yada, yada. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up that I want to talk about Brian Stelter today is because last night, Phil G, I know I'm going to botch his last name, Gavluski. I've been following him for a while, and he mentioned that a lot of the mainstream media in the next couple of months are going to start changing their tune, that they're going to start to be more honest, more truthful in their reporting of the news. And I thought the coincidence was so strong that today Brian Stelter got fired. Now, I didn't know who Brian Stelter was. I've never was much of a CNN fan until I started watching Mark Dice. He was making so much fun of the guy. That's how he became known to me. And for a very long time, I thought that the way Mike Dice portrayed his voice was his actual voice until I saw a clip of him and I realized that he sounds very much like the way Mark Dice portrays him. Hilarious. So the question that I wanted to ask the cards is the firing of Brian Stelter a sign that the mainstream media will be more truthful and honest in the days or months to come? So that's what I want to know, and hopefully you're curious to hear about this as well. Is it the sign, the fact that Brian Stelter is getting canned? Sunday will be his last day, and we want to ask the card: is this a sign? From what Phil G mentioned last night in his live, is that a sign that for the months coming, that the media is going to start being honest and truthful? Is that a marker? Or a signal that the mainstream media have been capitulated, and that this is a sign to let us all know that things are changing and truths are coming? So this is the Kachina knife spread. A lot of truthers, tarot readers have been using this spread. People like Laura's View and Tarot too. I love her. She uses that spread. Tarot by Janine uses it as well. I think Scott Yates uses it. Shout out to all those truthers, by the way. Let's see if everything's in the frame. Yay! Somewhat in the frame. Okay, so the way to read it is the answer to the card's question is the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is usually a beautiful card. The Ten of Cups is a beautiful card. You can see a young family being happy, being fulfilled, having their wish come true, being in a happy place. This is, um, but it could be also a card of keeping up a facade as well. That's the flip side of that card. So, and right now the situation is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of, it could be a playful, it could be a card of playful banter. However, it can be a card or of light competitiveness. But on the flip side, it can be a card of having disagreements, having heated discussion, um, or having friction. Now, we asked about, is that a sign? So for what I'm getting from the card overwhelmingly is that uh, the MSN has been a facade for quite a while. They have been maintaining a certain image that everything is going well. However, it looks like it's been going through some deep transformation that is emerging right there on the below the surface as a thought of truth. I think a lot of people been waking up to what the media is about, what they have been, that they are propaganda. Uh, I think in the fact that they are so stuck in their bubble, that they are so stubborn in their propaganda, that a lot of people have been coming to that realization in a strong way, because the King of Wands is a level of awareness. So the page did not show up, the Knight did not show up, the Queen of Wands showed up, which means that it's a level of awareness, a level of authenticity and of truth. So the people's level of awareness is that of the Queen. Um, and besides the Queen, the King is the highest level in terms of degrees of understanding. And the Queen of Wands is a person of deep intuitive subconscious knowing of power, and that's able to use it to her advantage uh, uh, to manifest or to spring forth their desires. um, and also the Queen of Wands is a powerful witch who's able to manifest and who's able to to gain control over her baser nature. I'm guessing this is what the little cat is there. But so for a very long time, the media has been maintaining this facade that everything is well, that they are in control, that everything they say is true, and uh, is the news, is the information. However, below the surface, uh, the people, the population, have been seeing the media for what it really is, which is a sham, because people's been waking up to what's happening. And this is a card of passion. It could be a card of sacrifice. It could also be a card of anger. Fire can be anger too. A lot of people are coming up to their bull. So right now, there's a lot of infighting going on. Infighting among the media, because there are still some faction left vying for supremacy. But it looks like ultimately ultimately the victor has been decided. The Empress is a beautiful card. She is a card of fertility. She is a card of love, because of she represents the Venus card. If you are in astrology, there's no time frame for this card, but it's always represent with the planet Venus, which is a card of art, creativity, love, cooperation. It's a card of being in comfort, if in luxury. So even though there's conflict in the background, ultimately, uh, uh, the people's gonna win. That uh, a new there's a new, well, I'm not gonna say a new sheriff, but there's a new change in the horizon, a new way of doing things, something more uh, it's as if the media is going to change to a type of more down to earth, more people oriented, something more uh, uh, suited for the good of others. Yeah, for the good of others, the Empress. And it might mean that more um, citizen journalists are coming about. Maybe the way that the news is said, maybe those big corporations could be teared down. It's going to be something more approachable, more um, reliable, more um, something that's easier to manifest, something that's easier for everybody to digest, and something that's more comfortable for everybody. Um, so yeah, so it says that in the past, those changes been about for a while because the Eight of Wands is a card of rapid movement. Um, it could be a card of download, but a traveling, a card of quick change. So the Eight of Wands, sorry, is usually a card of quick change and movement. So that means to me, tells me that the mainstream media have been going through changes in the background under no without us knowing, and maybe on the top level, because here this is was in the past. So in the present situation, is saying that with the Four of Pentacles, even though the higher ups may have capitulated, so there is a faction in the mainstream media that still want to retain control. So there is still a group of the bad guy uh, with the Four of Pentacles. So the Pentacle is always real, like evidence, like it's something that's tangible. So for me, that tells me maybe there's still either a, a small faction of the mainstream media who's still vying for control. And I don't think it's 40%. It might be less than 40%. But there is nonetheless, at the present time, a group that's still wanting to maintain control of the information. There's a lot of truth out there that the mainstream media is not sharing to the world. And because of that, there's still a lot of people out there that are still asleep. Now, in the immediate future, um, so the two of Pentacles, you see this Joker. It looks like a joke. He looks like and he's juggling two pentacles. So it's as if to say that there's gonna be it's gonna be a rocky ride in the next couple of months, uh, as this change is coming about, because so there's still gonna be some faction trying to take control. So there's still gonna be some infighting, and we're not gonna be able to see the full uh, truth or information in the mainstream media right now. It seems like it's gonna be a process. It's gonna be a rocky process at that. However, the message is that um, uh, stay comfy, because the truth is coming, and the truth is there. That just be a little bit patient, but the mainstream media is gonna have a complete overhaul, where it's gonna be more to the people, more uh, something more down to earth, something more normal than what we're having right now, and it's going to be more authentic and more truthful. I'm gonna pull two more cards just to see. Yeah, so the breakthrough card is a Four of Wands. It's a beautiful card. It looks like we have some ways to go. However, once we reach that threshold, you see this couple, they look like they had a wedding, or it looks like a celebration of some sort. We will come to the other side better, stronger, with a better um, journalism way of putting information out there. The media is gonna is it's gonna change to something better. How, I do not know. However, um, this is like such a clarifying card, because the Nine of Wands, you got, if you could see, is a soldier being resilient, holding on, uh, due to stubbornness, but you could tell he doesn't have much left. Because the Nine of Wands, it basically means they're close to the end. So the media is holding on. It's like to this. Uh, it's on its last breath, basically, because there's after the Nine of Wands is the Ten of Wands, which is all tens are ending. So what this tells me is that there's not much left of them left, of the mainstream media left. They're about to kick the door, so to speak. So that's the clarification for today, and I think that's a beautiful news, because I always felt that the mainstream media have been keeping this illusion far longer than it needed to be. So this tells me that yes, there is a group still holding on to power, and that there is infighting. However, in the next couple of months, there's going to be some changes, and I hope that uh, uh, based on what the cards are saying, that based on people's spiritual level of awareness now, they're gonna they're gonna start seeing it, and they're gonna want, and I think people are voicing their displeasure so much that it's gonna have to change. And I think management, the fact that they're firing Brian Stelter is they are listening, and that things are going to change for the better, and that the mainstream media is indeed on their last leg. And voila, the cards has spoken. Thank you, everybody, for staying on this journey with me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate uh, your shares, your comments, your likes, and I hope to see you again next time. Have a nice day. Bye.